On this episode, we pick up where we left off, 8 days into a 10-day moose hunt deep in Alaska's Brooks Range. My buddy Brant Meixel and I have been combing this gorgeous country with little to show for it.
Dang it.
We found just one small bull, and on our second attempt, Brant finally has him in his crosshairs. If he misses this chance, we'll most likely be headed home as a pair of heartbroken, meatless hunters. I'm Steven Ranella. To me, hunting isn't only about the pursuit of an animal. It's about who we are and what we're made of. I live to hunt and hunt to live. I am a meat eater. Eight days ago, I flew into this remote lake on the south slope of Alaska's Brooks Range for a 10-day moose hunt with my buddy, wildlife biologist Brant Meixel. It's over a week before the rut will really start to kick in, but our timing was dictated by weather. It won't be many days and the lake we landed on will freeze over, sealing off access to this location for the long, long winter. We found just one little bull, though it's legal quarry for Brant, an Alaska resident. The first time we made an attempt, the moose gave us the slip when I spooked him in a foolish attempt to get his attention with some brush thrashing.
Dang it.
But the next day we found him again and planned another approach. As Brant slipped in on him, I waited on a nearby hill. I lost sight of Brant and could only tell that he was in there somewhere, up close and personal with some giant critters. I had no way of knowing that one of those moose was staring down the barrel of Brant's rifle.
It's killing me not knowing what's going on, man. I got my crosshairs right between his eyes. Take it. I don't want to take that shot. Just turn. Is that him?
Come on.
I think I got him. I think I saw a fur fly. Go try to find some blood. Where are you? He was standing right here. Then he turned and I shot and I saw hair.
Where did you shoot?
Right when we turned
Well,
brown.
no, where on him?
I aimed for the bread basket.
Oh,
I don't know where.
okay, good. Good. Judging by kind of the quantity and color of hair that came off with the hit and the complete lack of blood, I just think that you raked that thing across the top of the shoulders and pulled some hair off. Of course, you just don't. I mean, you know, you don't know. What we do know is there's no blood anywhere. Look at the sun hitting those mountains.
We have 2 hunt days left, and the mountains seem as empty as when we arrived. Maybe we'll come across that little bull that we've spooked and then potentially injured, but it's hard to keep up hope. To increase our chances of finding something, anything, we decide to split up. I'm gonna hike up the nearby peak to keep an eye on the surrounding hills, while Brant stays close to camp and calls. I spend 12 hours glassing these hills, keeping a constant eye on a grizzly that keeps feeding its way closer and closer toward my position. All the while, I continue to fantasize about something that I've been hoping for since we got here. A rut-crazed bull making his way up our valley in search of females. And then, almost as though my fantasies actually conjure it, it happens. Finally, a bull on the prowl.
Very interesting development right now is here is, across the valley, the first real-size bull, like a big bull, who's out traveling, headed up country. I can see him with the naked eye on that hill over there. And we have 1 day left to hunt. That's a nice bull, man. Doggone it. Look at that thing. I gotta run down. I'm gonna run down and find Brant. Hopefully I can get down. Hopefully we can just go and try to call and maybe hold that bull's attention. And maybe we can find him in the morning. Man, wish we had more time.
Steve coming down this far before dark. There isn't a moose coming into the cold.
Once I get close to camp, Brant is nowhere to be found. Maybe he caught sight of that bull too. It's the only explanation for why he would abandon his calling location. I decide to stay put so I don't mess up whatever he's got going on.
Oh, there he is. Ooh, that's a nice bull. We have been looking for that guy for a week.
That bull was definitely responding to Brant's calls, but there was no daylight left to go after him. We have 1 day left. Hopefully, we can get the jump on him tomorrow. Just before daybreak, we start calling in case the moose is hanging around and searching for the source of Brant's cow calls from last night. We give it an hour, but we're nagged by the idea that the bull seemed intent on traveling. I push ahead to a high spot where I can see farther up valley, in the direction he was originally headed. I find the bull, and I'm surprised by how far he traveled overnight. He's a couple miles up valley, his antlers almost glowing white against the fall's reddish vegetation. I rip the loudest, whiniest cow call I can muster in hopes that he'll hear it. Those dish-shaped antlers serve as amplifiers that pick up sound, and the bull turns in my direction. He is coming. I wave Brant forward and keep watching the bull. He's coming dead in my direction. Every time he stops, I let out another wail. It's like calling a reluctant dog who only comes when you absolutely demand it.
He was way up there. I already moved him probably more than a mile at a run toward us.
All right, where is he right now?
He's in that timber right there. I mean, the more I called, the more he came. If I didn't call, he'd stop and just stare.
He's moving at a clip, but the question is whether we can get him worked up enough to cross the river. If not, it'll be a long poke with the rifle to shoot across that canyon. Probably too long.
He's looking. Yeah, he heard you. He's coming now hard. Man, he loses interest fast, man. Just gonna have to keep hitting him because he's got a short attention span.
Everything's fine until he gets down there. Then he's gonna smell us.
In all the excitement, I almost forget to acknowledge to myself that this is one of those moments that will stand out forever in my life. We're calling a bull moose across miles of terrain as we luxuriate in every step that he takes.
I'm gonna move down a little more.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
As the bull gets closer, I become almost certain that he's got 4 brow tines, so he's legal for me.
Oh, he's right there.
That's what I'm saying.
But it just feels right to let Brant have this opportunity. Plus, that way, there's no need to worry about making an inaccurate assessment. For Brant, any bull is legal.
My God.
He's in the river.
He's in the river.
Our big bull has moved into plain sight,
He's in the river.
He's in the river.
but we don't want to be cutting that thing up in the middle of a river.
What way is he gonna go?
He's just walking down the river right now.
Downstream?
Yep.
Okay, let's go down there. He's going back across. You got a shot. Maybe grunt, stop him.
Hold on. Stop him.
Oh!
That was a hit. Hit him again, hit him again, hit him again.
He's down. Holy cow.
What an animal, man.
I can't wait to see him.
9 days of arduous hunting and finally success. But once we reach that moose, we still have many hours of work ahead of us.
You're just never prepared for how big they are.
4 on the left.
Legal bull, he's 50 inches, I bet you. These things are just like such a dead giveaway of his whereabouts.
Oh, it is so much easier to spot the large bulls than the cows. Like last night when we were watching him on the hill, I couldn't see his body anymore, but those antlers were just glowing.
What a monster.
Well, let's get this guy cut up.
Yeah, we're sitting around acting like something ended when it only just began.
Butchering a bull moose can literally wear you down. It's nearly impossible to do it without feeling it the next day. This is the world's largest deer. You could stuff a whitetail up into his chest cavity. After a couple of hours of sawing, slicing, pulling, and dragging, the bull is reduced down into pieces that can be loaded into our inflatable pack rafts. These things weigh just 6 or 7 pounds, but they can support a few 100 pounds of meat. Cold water never felt so good. Getting yourself into a meat crisis, where the freezer is dangerously low on protein, almost seems worthwhile when you can resolve it in such a glorious moment of triumph and abundance. We carefully float hundreds of pounds of meat back toward our camp, and I revel in the peculiar odor of blood mixed with water. Halfway down, we stop for a lunch break.
We are exploring the taste of this canyon here with moose that came from the water's edge and the grayling that came from the water. Fresh red meat tends to be pretty tough, but grayling is about the gentlest, most tender fish on the planet. So they'll go well together. This time yesterday, I had categorized this as the worst hunting trip I've ever been on. This time yesterday, I was actually like trying to calculate how much I'd get when I sold all my hunting equipment and quit hunting. And whether it'd be enough to finance a new, like maybe I had to start golfing, I don't know. And then now I'm just recommitted, man. I'm recommitted.
Anytime you call in an animal and fool them is awesome. But seeing an animal that big just come on a rope, I mean, no doubt about it, he was responding to our calls and didn't have a clue we were there.
It really is just like a high quality meat, man. Whoa, look at that.
Oh, that looks amazing.
It's just a cool thing that you can come here and have a set of experiences like we had.
And an amazing trip.
Man, that stuff is good.
Somehow, the emptiness of this place, we just hunted 10 days without seeing a single person, doesn't really make me think about the lack of people. Instead, I wonder even more about the hunters who passed through here before. This is close to the entry point for humans in the New World who discovered this land after making their way across the Bering Land Bridge. They lived on steppe bison, woolly mammoth, muskox, and certainly moose. I can almost feel their legacy in the air and taste it in this flesh. The world feels new and vibrant in this untouched wilderness. And thankfully, like then, there are still giant animals running around. And also like then, there's still plenty of mystery left at the turn of every corner.